Hi, I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Today's video is going to be another good old-fashioned wear and tear on two of my older bags. Well, not older, but they're 2 years old, so I've had them long enough to give you an accurate wear and tear, and they are my two Chanel medium flaps. So I have them in the dust bag, so I'm going to show you how I store them. One is in caviar leather, one is in lambskin, and I thought instead of doing two videos, since it's the exact same bag, just different leathers and colors, just to do them in one. So let me do this one first. This one is the lambskin. I always leave them in their dust bag, sitting upright. And I always put a little bit of tissue paper between the chain and the bag. And I leave it with all the felt that it comes with. On the lambskin version, you get a double piece of felt here, and you get a little piece of foam right there, which you will see why in just a moment. And then the other piece of felt, I keep them with bubble paper inside, not very much bubble paper. Oh yeah, there's more. And I keep the chains tucked in one side and down inside of the flap, inside of the bag. So the black one is the exact same way. So let me just open that really fast and then get into the wear and tear. So same thing, keep this here. This one, I got a very different felt. They both have slits instead of the circles, and only a single for the top there. And again, the chains tucked in on one side and bubble paper on the inside. Okay, so these I've had, like I said, 2 years, each of them. The black one I have had slightly longer, a couple months longer than the blue one. So let's start with the lambskin one. This one got marks. I have several videos about it. It got marks the first day that I had it. It was kind of a bummer, but I love this color. I love this bag. I don't baby it. I mean, I baby all of my bags to some extent. I mean, I don't carry them in the rain. I don't sit them on the floor. I mean, I'm careful with them. But Chanel lambskin is not my most favorite lambskin. And I forgot. I want to show you the difference with a different lambskin bag. Hang on one second. So it was sitting on the bed. I just forgot to bring it over here. So on the outside of the bag, not big scratches. Well, yeah, there's a few. There's some scratches. I don't know how well my camera is going to be able to pick that up, but you can see there are some scratches all through here. And the side does not have any scratches on that. The other side does not have scratches there. The top of the bag is not wrinkling. When you open it, it will wrinkle, but it's not, doesn't have permanent creases or anything like that. So, I mean, you really have to get very close up to see the scratches on the lambskin. I mean, from this angle, you can't tell that there's anything wrong with it, probably not even this close up. And it might not even show up here. But when I watched videos on Chanel lambskin, here's the biggest scratch on the front. I'm not sure at all if my camera's getting that, but people would say you just take your finger, buff it out, it just disappears. Well, maybe people's fingers are different than mine. It does not disappear. Nothing changes. It doesn't do anything. It scratches very, very easily. The silver hardware has not changed color at all. It's not tarnishing, anything like that. The straps are nothing wrong with the straps at all. On the back of the bag, there is some scratches. There's actually one I can feel on the flap right there. Right there. See if that will show or not. It doesn't really bother me. I had somebody ask me recently, they had just purchased a lambskin bag and not even used it like twice and it had scratches. I said, just enjoy it. That's just the nature of Chanel lambskin. I personally will not be purchasing any more Chanel lambskin going forward. I do think that this looks prettier than Caviar. I think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous bag, but not super happy. So you can see when you open it, it wrinkles, but it doesn't have permanent creases. Not super happy with the wear in general of Chanel's lambskin. So on the inside, this is what happened the very first day that I got it. Can you see that big indent? It is from the zipper. So I took this out to dinner. I came home, did what I normally do, set my bag on my dresser closed, and the next day when we were getting ready to go somewhere, I opened it up to put my sunglasses in, and that had already happened. That was already there. And the zippers on these are plastic, not plastic, they're metal, not plastic. They're plastic on a lot of them, they're metal. And so the metal just kind of digs into that right there. So this underside of the flap right here, very little marks on that. That's really not somewhere that your hands touch. It does have the little pocket here, which is very tiny, as you can see. So I've never used that for any reason. You can also put things down in here, but I've never done that either. So let's get into under the bag, under the second flap. And this one is made in France. And the inside of it, surprisingly enough, doesn't look very scratched up at all. It's not bad. The inside of this one, where I usually put my phone, is very, very scratched up. Doesn't bother me. Who's gonna ever see it except for me? But should you be somebody who's like really not wanting any marks on your bag, you might want to consider not getting Chanel lambskin. I was gonna get the Trendy CC this year. I saw, I think 4 or 5 of them brand new in the boutique. Every single one of them had scratches on it already. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna skip on that. So when you open it up, there are lots and lots and lots of scratches right there. Hopefully that will show. And again, not a big deal because it's usually closed, but you really would have to get really close up to me and really stare at the bag or be in bright sunlight to see it. It's not that big of a deal, but again, I wouldn't purchase lambskin from Chanel again. This is why I grabbed the other bag, just to show you. This bag is my Fendi Mini Peekaboo. This is almost 2 years old and has been worn way more than the Chanel bag, and there is not a single mark on that. Not one scratch, not even on the bottom where there's no feet, not a single mark. And I have taken this on so many vacations and worn it crossbody with denim and shorts and dresses and all sorts of things, and just nothing. So something important to remember, not all lambskin is created equally. Same with my Dior, my Lady Dior bag. There's no marks on that. That one is not very used though, so I didn't want to show you that one as an example. This is one of my most used bags, so that's why. But it's absolutely stunning, and if you don't mind having some marks, lambskin, I think it is prettier than Caviar. Let me show you the Caviar one next to the lambskin one. There's just something about lambskin. It's beautiful, it really is. But yeah, it does mark very, very easily. So that's that one. Now let's get into the Caviar. And if you watched, I have not looked this over prior to it, but if you watched my Chanel Jumbo review on wear and tear on that one, I'm expecting the same on this. I knew what was on the lambskin one, but I have not looked this one over. This one I use a lot. I love this bag. It's one of my most favorites. I use the lambskin one too, but lambskin and rain don't go together. And since I live somewhere very rainy, it doesn't get as much use as the Caviar. So this one, I see absolutely nothing, which I kind of figured I would because my Jumbo is 3 years old and it didn't have any marks on it. So of course, black with the gold hardware. It's a very nice shiny Caviar. Some of them are kind of matte, some of them are shiny. It just kind of depends. No chipping or wear on the hardware, which is nice because I have heard some stories about Chanel tarnishing and different things like that. I have not had any issues with that. The strap, the same thing, nice and gold, nothing wrong with it. So let's look inside of the bag. So again, a metal zipper, not plastic, metal, and there's the same area, not a mark on it. And yeah, it's just the difference in the two, the two leathers. So you again have the pocket here, and again, I don't use this. You can see like that's tiny. It's like, I guess you could put some money or something up there, but I don't. Now opening it up, nothing on the front of the bag, no marks at all. Let's look inside of this middle part. Nothing there. Can you see that the front of it's burgundy? I'm not sure if that's going to show or not, but this front part is burgundy, which I think is really, really pretty. And this one is also made in France. And the inside, no scratches at all, which there wasn't in the lambskin one either. I am very cautious when I use all leather lined bags to put things in pouches, to not have anything sharp like with chains or anything like that inside of them, to help to keep them, you know, nicer, longer. But if you're somebody who's like really uptight, which I used to be really, really uptight, I have loosened up a lot, then you might really want to consider the Caviar versus the Lambskin. I'm thrilled that I have this bag. It is such a unique shade of blue. If you follow me on Instagram, every time I post this bag, it's a different color. It's navy, it's teal, it's all sorts of shades of blue. This is coming off very true from what I see in the monitor to what the true color is. But if you get it in the sunlight, it changes colors. It's gorgeous. This is my favorite size for a Chanel flap. I really prefer this size. It's lightweight. It's very easy to carry. You do have to downsize a little bit with these bags, but I have gotten to where I don't carry that much anymore. And especially nowadays, like I'll have a card holder, sunglasses, and a lip balm, and hand sanitizer, and a mask. And that's about all that's in my bags most days. So I don't really need to carry a huge bag. Sometimes I'll just take out a card holder, go with me like that. But yeah, so if you were thinking about getting one of these, I hope that was helpful. And yeah, I don't regret it, like I said, but again, at the same time, and especially with, I'm not gonna go into the Chanel prices, I did that in my last video, but with how much these cost now, I don't think that it should mark up like that when, let me show it to you next to this one, when this one hasn't had a single mark and it has been used so much more, just because it's easier to get in and out of and it fits more. It's just, I've taken this on a lot of 8-day trip vacations, a whole lot of 8-day vacations, and used it the full 8 days, and just like to not have anything on it. So I think Chanel should be able to do the same as Fendi, and plus this one is a lot more inexpensive than what the Chanel is now. But yeah, I do like it. I'm happy I have it. Not complaining about it. It's not going anywhere. I'm really happy with my collection currently, and yeah, really am enjoying it. So let me know if there are any other bags that you want to do hear wear and tear and reviews on. And keep in mind, anything that I have gotten from last fall on, I have not had a chance to carry to give you. I can give you a first impressions, but I can't, you know, I think after a year to 2 years, you can really say how a bag is held up, but you can't do it that quickly. I haven't been able to use them. We've been, you know, not going anywhere this year. But if you like these kind of videos and you haven't done so already, I would love it if you take the time to hit that subscribe button down below and a thumbs up. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye.